Ever wonder why pitchers get their hats checked like TSA agents? From spider tack to cork bats, MLB has a blacklist longer than your ex's reasons for leaving. Let's dive in. What's up, baseball fans? Today we're pulling back the curtain on baseball's forbidden kingdom. Everything that'll get you ejected, suspended, or straight up banned from America's pastime. So buckle up, because this list is wilder than a knuckleball in a hurricane. The sticky situation, pitcher substances. Let's start with the headline-grabbing controversy that had everyone talking in 2021, the sticky stuff crackdown. For decades, pitchers have been using various substances to improve their grip on the baseball. A little rosin here, maybe some sunscreen there, but things escalated quickly. Spider tack, a substance designed for strongman competition where guys lift Atlas stones weighing hundreds of pounds, somehow found its way onto baseball fields. This stuff is so sticky you could probably hang from the ceiling like Spider-Man. Pitchers discovered it added ridiculous spin rates to their pitches, making sliders break like they were defying physics and fastballs that seemed to rise against gravity. MLB said enough's enough and began the now famous mid-game checks where umpires basically frisk pitchers like they're looking for contraband. Starter coming off after 6 innings? Better check his belt, glove, and hat for mysterious goo. Some pitchers' spin rates dropped faster than a crypto crash once the crackdown began. What's actually allowed? Pitchers can use the rosin bag that sits on the back of the mound. That's it. No mixing it with sunscreen, sweat, or hair products to create some chemistry experiment. The penalty for getting caught is an automatic 10-game suspension, and yes, that includes if you accidentally had some pine tar on your neck that somehow kept touching your fingertips. Speaking of pine tar, position players can use it on their bats to a reasonable degree to improve grip, but pitchers using it on the ball, that's a no-go. Just ask Michael Pineda, who subtly placed pine tar on his neck in 2014 where absolutely nobody would notice the giant brown smudge against his skin. Performance-enhancing drugs, the chemical warfare. The steroid era might be the most notorious chapter in baseball's recent history. MLB's banned substances list now looks like a pharmacy inventory, covering everything from anabolic steroids to human growth hormone. MLB's drug testing program has evolved significantly since the early 2000s, when home runs were flying out of parks like they were shot from cannons. The current Joint Drug Prevention and Treatment Program includes random urine testing, blood testing for human growth hormone, stricter penalties with 80 games for the first violation, 162 for the second, and a lifetime ban for the third. They also allow therapeutic use exemptions for legitimate medical needs. Beyond the classic PEDs like stanozol and testosterone, MLB also banned stimulants like amphetamines. Once so common in baseball, they were in clubhouse coffee pots. Diuretics and masking agents used to hide other banned substances are prohibited. SARMs, the new designer PEDs, are outlawed. EPO and other blood doping methods that increase oxygen capacity are strictly forbidden as well. Some players have claimed their positive test came from tainted supplements or even, in the case of Henri Mejia, a conspiracy against him by the MLB. He became the first player to receive a permanent ban under the drug policy in 2016. Players have gotten creative with excuses. Remember when D. Gordon claimed he didn't knowingly take PEDs, he simply ingested them by accident? Or Robinson Cano saying his positive test was medication for a medical condition. The old "I had no idea what I was taking" defense rarely works with the league office. Illegal equipment hardware hacks. Corked bats are perhaps the most infamous illegal equipment in baseball. The idea is to hollow out the barrel of the bat and fill it with cork or rubber to make it lighter, allowing for faster swing speeds. Mythbusters actually tested this and found the science questionable, but MLB maintains its ban. Sammy Sosa had his reputation permanently stained when his bat exploded in 2003, revealing a cork center. His excuse? He only used it during batting practice to put on a show for fans and grabbed the wrong bat for the game. Sure, Sammy. Sure. Other banned equipment includes doctored gloves. Fielders' gloves can't be a different color than black, brown, or tan and can't have white or gray markings that could disguise the ball. Extra-large mitts are prohibited as first baseman's mitts, and catcher's mitts have maximum size restrictions. Foreign substances in gloves are banned as pitchers can't hide Vaseline, sandpaper, or emery boards in their gloves to doctor balls. Altered cleats are also forbidden as those metal spikes have specific regulations on length and sharpness. In 2010, MLB banned the old-school maple bats that were shattering into dangerous projectiles with alarming frequency. They didn't outlaw maple entirely, but implemented new density standards. Nothing says America's gentle pastime like requiring safety regulations to prevent fans from being impaled by flying bat shards. Electronic sign stealing, the tech ban. The Houston Astros scandal blew the lid off organized electronic sign stealing, leading to explicit rules against using technology to decode an opponent's signs. Now, video replay rooms cannot be used to decode signs during games. No electronic devices are allowed in dugouts, bullpens, or on the field. Teams can't position staff to relay information from video feeds to the dugout. No wearable technology that could be used for communication is permitted. Before the crackdown, the creativity was almost admirable. The Astros used a camera in center field connected to a monitor in the tunnel, then banged on trash cans to signal off-speed pitches. The Red Sox had their own Apple Watch scandal. Teams were treating their sign-stealing operations with the secrecy of CIA black sites. Now, if the Yankees installed a periscope in Monument Park or the Dodgers trained carrier pigeons to relay pitch sequences, MLB would not be amused. The penalties can include lost draft picks, suspensions, and fines that make even billionaire owners wince. Uniform violations, fashion police. MLB has surprisingly strict uniform rules. All visible undershirts must be uniform color. Teams must choose black, white, or a uniform color. No mixing and matching based on your mood that day. Pant length regulations are enforced too. They must not extend below the top of the shoe's heel. The old-school Barry Bonds bagginess that covered the entire shoe, that wouldn't fly today. No personalized messages are allowed. Players tried to get creative with writing on their shoes, caps, or wristbands, whether political statements, memorials, or just random expressions. MLB says no, with limited exception for league-wide approved causes. Jewelry restrictions exist as well. While not completely banned, necklaces and bracelets must be subdued and not distracting. Remember when MLB cracked down on Fernando Tatis Jr. for having flashy sunglasses? Or when they told Wilson Contreras his Venezuela arm sleeve violated uniform policy? The league office scrutinizes player attire with the intensity of Anna Wintour at Fashion Week. Gambling, baseball's ultimate sin. After the 1919 Black Sox scandal, gambling became baseball's cardinal sin. The rules are crystal clear. No betting on baseball games. Doesn't matter if it's your team, another team, or the Japanese Central League. No association with illegal bookmakers or gambling operations is permitted. Mandatory reporting is required if someone approaches you about fixing games. Just ask Pete Rose how seriously MLB takes this. Baseball's all-time hits leader had been banned since 1989 for betting on games while managing the Reds. His Hall of Fame case remains baseball's eternal debate topic. With sports betting now legal in many states, and MLB having partnerships with gambling companies, the lines have blurred somewhat. Players still can't bet on baseball, but the league itself promotes betting through its official partners. It's the do as I say, not as I do approach. Banned conduct, behavior boundaries. Beyond substances and equipment, certain behaviors will get you tossed. Doctoring baseballs is prohibited. Pitchers can't scuff, shine, spit on, or otherwise manipulate the ball. Gaylord Perry made the spitball famous and somehow made the Hall of Fame despite everyone knowing he threw it. Excessive celebrations can lead to ejections. While MLB has loosened up recently with the let the kids play philosophy, there are still limits. Celebrations can't be directed at opponents in a taunting manner. Sorry, no Jose Bautista-level bat flips directly toward the pitcher without consequences. Fighting is grounds for suspension. Throwing punches gets you suspended, though the unwritten rules still occasionally lead to bench-clearing gatherings where players mostly just push each other while looking tough. Foreign substances on the field are forbidden. The Angels once got busted for putting rough patches in the baseline to slow down bunts from speedier teams. Leaving the bench during altercations means automatic suspension, even if you're just going out to separate teammates. Leaving the bench during a fight means automatic suspension. When Amir Garrett charged the entire Pirates dugout by himself in 2019, he wasn't just suspended for fighting, he violated multiple conduct policies in those 5 seconds of rage. That's efficient. Pace of play violations. The clock is ticking. With the introduction of the pitch clock in 2023, a whole new category of violations emerged. Pitchers have 15 seconds to deliver a pitch with bases empty and 20 seconds with runners on. Batters must be in the box and alert to the pitcher with 8 seconds remaining. Pitchers are limited to 2 disengagements per plate appearance, including pickoff attempts or step-offs. These rules dramatically sped up games, cutting about 24 minutes from the average game time. Some pitchers initially struggled. Max Scherzer called the adjustment a challenge to my baseball integrity before eventually adapting. The automated ball strike system being tested in the minors creates another potential violation category. Once fully implemented in MLB, catchers won't be able to frame pitches the same way, potentially making the art of stealing strikes a thing of the past. Baseball doctoring, the dark arts. Beyond the pitcher's mound, there are other ways teams have tried gaining advantages. Field manipulation is prohibited. Groundskeepers can intentionally prepare the field to benefit the home team, though this absolutely still happens more subtly. Rainout manipulation is against the rules. Teams can conveniently find weather issues when it benefits their pitching rotation or hurts the opponents. Cold weather equipment is regulated too. Those hand warmers and shooting sleeves can't be used to hide substances. Psychological warfare, while not explicitly banned, has faced MLB crackdowns. Teams using unusual tactics like lighting adjustments during opponent batting practice or manipulating air conditioning when the roof is closed have faced scrutiny. Remember when the Cubs were accused of using their scoreboard lights to distract opposing hitters? Or when teams would suddenly find drainage issues on the days their ace wasn't pitching? MLB has tried to eliminate these home field shenanigans, though teams keep finding creative gray areas. The ownership ban list, the invisible blacklist. Some individuals are banned from baseball entirely. Pete Rose, baseball's hit king, was only recently released from baseball exile for gambling violations. Various executives like John Coppolella, former Braves GM, received a lifetime ban for international signing violations but was recently reinstated after a 5-year ban. Permanently ineligible players include Andre Mejia for PEDs and numerous 1919 Black Sox members. Perhaps most notably, MLB maintained an unwritten ban on black players until Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in 1947. While never officially in the rulebook, this segregation represented the sport's darkest banned practice. The foreign substance detectives. Enforcement. How does MLB actually catch rule breakers? The methods have evolved. Umpire inspections include the regular hat, glove, and belt checks for pitchers. Randomized drug testing happens both in-season and off-season. Video monitoring is conducted as MLB has video rooms watching for violations. The Baseball Authentication Program tracks and authenticates game-used equipment, making it harder to use illegal equipment. Anonymous tip lines allow players to report violations they witness. When Garrett Cole had his infamous pause when asked if he used spider tack, saying, "I don't quite know how to answer that," it highlighted how widespread some violations had become before enforcement caught up. So, why all these rules? Baseball's extensive ban list serves multiple purposes. Competitive balance ensures no team gains unfair advantages. Player safety protects athletes from dangerous equipment or substances. Game integrity maintains public trust in fair outcomes. Tradition preserves the game's historical connection while evolving. While some rules seem nitpicky, like uniform pants regulations, others address existential threats to the game's integrity. The balance between tradition and innovation remains baseball's eternal struggle. As fans, we often celebrate the game's outlaws and rule benders, the spitballers, the bat corkers, the sign stealers, while simultaneously demanding the game's purity. It's baseball's perfect contradiction. The next time you see an umpire checking a pitcher's hat or a manager arguing about field conditions, remember, you're watching the latest chapter in baseball's ongoing cat-and-mouse game between those making the rules and those looking for edges around them. From spider tack to steroids, cork bats to trash can banging, baseball's ban list tells the story of America's pastime, a game constantly balancing its traditional soul with the never-ending search for competitive advantage. That's MLB's ban list breakdown. Hit subscribe for more baseball deep dives. Drop your thoughts below on what rule surprises you the most, and hit that notification bell to catch our next video on baseball's strangest ejections.